Hey all, just wanted to share a little aha moment that I had. First aha moment is I actually figured out how to use my computer video camera, so I'm really excited about that, but it really has nothing to do with what I wanted to talk about. So the second aha moment, which is actually the main aha moment, came to me when I started thinking about who I was advertising to. And I know it was brought up before, and I know it's not necessarily my idea or my, genius moment, but it finally clicked for me. And I realized something as I sat there and I thought about the coaches that I have who are working the business and are really, all in, balls to the wall. Not the ones that say that they're going to be all in or whatever, but the ones who actually are. They're a lot like me. And the thing that I noticed is they probably wouldn't have been sold on any of my recent advertisements because I haven't been advertising to the right people. Now, let me backtrack a little bit. Last year when I was recruiting, I recruited anyone and everyone. Anybody that showed even the slightest bit of interest, I felt like it was my mission to convince them to get them on my team because I had a particular goal in mind. I wanted to make Diamond, and while I'm not saying that was, I made Diamond and I held it for some months, so in and of itself that was an accomplishment, but at the same time I didn't really feel that deep connection with a lot of my coaches. I didn't really have that, we didn't really have that like culture that my team now has, and I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that I was just pulling people in to help me out, to satisfy my goals. So the difference was like as I spent a lot of time on myself and figuring my own self out, the difference became that new coaches that were brought onto my team, I wanted to figure out their goals. And the best way for me to reach my goals, and it's been said before, is to help other people reach their goals. Because if I'm helping somebody accomplish what they say they want to accomplish, whether it's to quit their full-time job, whether it's just, to be able to stay home with their kids, to be able to travel when they want to and not have to ask for time off from work, whatever it is, if I'm helping them accomplish their goals, the byproduct of that is that I'm going to be accomplishing my goals. I'm going to be advancing in rank. I'm going to be making more money. That's, at the end of the day, that's the goal, right? So, anyways, my aha moment was that I started really trying to get gimmicky. Like after the initial push of January, February, March, where I was, bringing in tons of new coaches, I started to feel desperate because I'm like, how do I keep this momentum going? I started to lose trust in myself and in what I knew to be true. The fact that I was portraying my newfound passion for the business, that I was expressing my joy, that I was just bringing so much energy to the table every day because of certain things that I overcame, my social anxiety. We had a training group going. I really recommitted myself to the business and I was really excited about it. Like all of those things I was exuding on Facebook, and that's what was attracting these people. But once my own initial excitement and reinstating myself in the business and, the initial push for January's everybody wants to lose weight crowd, I started to feel desperate. So I started resorting to things like, and I'm not saying don't do this. I'm not saying don't talk about the money that you make as a coach, because the money is a lot of it. Even for people who don't come into the business needing the money, being able to put away $1,000 a month in savings, which, that's a huge deal. That's huge for anybody, whether you have a lot of money or you don't have a lot of money. That's awesome. So I'm not saying don't do things like that. I'm saying for me personally, I did not join this for the money, because I didn't have enough belief in myself at the time that I would even make money. So that certainly was not the founding reason that I signed up as a coach. It was not to produce an income. I was I mean, yes, I was looking for empowerment, but I didn't know that at the time. I was okay being a stay-at-home mom and letting my husband, bring in the money and living off of his income and his accomplishments. And every time he rank advanced, we made a little more money, and that was awesome. And I was okay with that. We were living a great life. We were fine. We were good. We were able to do a lot of things that some families can't do. They struggle with whatever. But the point is, I did not join this business for that reason. But I started to try appealing to people with that very reason. I lost sight of my avatar, of my coach, my perfect client, who was exactly like me when I started. And I just started trying to appeal to the masses, the people who, needed the money, the people who wanted to see that big income, and not realizing that I'd worked for well over a year to get that income where it was. I started doing things like offering raffles and stuff for whoever signed up, which, again, I'm not saying these are bad ways to, rally for those last minute Success Club points and stuff like that, because I do realize we all have our own goals. But you know what? We also all travel our own road. And I know for me, when I first started, that is not something that would have reeled me in, because it would have been like, I can just buy my own, tank top. I don't need to purchase this $140 program to win a $20 tank top, That was my thought process. But that's what I need to focus on, is who was I when I started, when I signed up? Why did I sign up? Who was this person? And what can I say in my posts to appeal to that person, to bridge the gap? Because even talking about my success now, at the time, who I was socially anxious. I'm still an introvert. Like, I don't love making small talk. I don't love reaching out to people. I'm finding the joy in it now, but it's still not my number one. I love doing this thing, and that's just me being honest. So I need to bridge the gap. I need to put posts out there that is going to appeal to that person, and seeing somebody else's success, seeing me talk about my success now. What would have happened then? I would have looked at it and been like, that's great for you, but I could never do that. And I wouldn't even questioned it, because I know that I'm not a good salesperson. I worked as a bank teller and never ever met any of my quotas, because I didn't believe in the product, so I didn't want to push them on people. I mean, not going to ask a 90-year-old man to sign up for a credit card. Like, who needs that? But anyways, the point is, I would never have seen somebody talking about how much success they were having as a stay-at-home, work-from-home, fitness coach, and thought, oh, that's something that I could do. So my aha moment, basically, in this long run-on video, is that I've veered away from who I wanted to appeal to, and it's because I didn't have my specific avatar written out, rewritten out, I should say, because I have done it before, but written out, clear picture. Just a few days ago, I Googled a picture of what I would deem to be my perfect coach, who I would want to speak to in my post. This would be the person that I'm picturing when I'm speaking in my posts. And then I wrote down all of everything. There's a page in the Miss Fair Public planner that will help you do that if you don't know how. But basically, I have to refocus on that person. And I have to remember myself back then, which is sometimes hard to do because it seems like a completely different lifetime ago. But I need to refocus on that person and aligning my post to appeal with that person, not the masses, not most of the people on my Facebook page, not anybody that I add to my network, but those very specific people who are like me. Because at the end of the day, those are the people that I will connect with. Those are the people who are going to come into the business and, like I did, and want to hit diamond rank and want to expand their business and want to move forward. And those are the people who I feel best equipped to help. So I hope that this wasn't just a run-on 10 minutes wasted time for you. But seriously, this was like a explosion in my mind when I thought of this, because I realized I wouldn't have given two craps about, that sounded so vulgar, but about the stuff that I've been talking about lately. And it just like blew my mind. Like, where's your head at, Noelle? Refocus. So hopefully this helped. And if it did, comment below and let me know that it did. And if you need a little further explanation, you don't quite get what I'm talking about, let me know that too. And if you are interested in finding out how I went from there to here and joining the team, also let me know, because I would love to chat with you.